You saw the title, you know I'm not finna waste your time. Unfortunately, there is a women's fight to start this card off, and I'm trying to see men. So first fight up, we have Ala Tengeli. I have no idea if I said that name right or wrong, so tell me if I did. Versus Clayton Rodriguez, and what the heck is this fight? Battle of the Mid. But after doing whatever you need to do around the house, this is the best you can get for your first men's fight. So you're gonna watch it anyway, and I think Clayton Rodriguez is gonna win. I have no idea. You know what? Here, look, this is Antenna's record right here. He's 4-3 in the UFC over the most mid-level fighters you could possibly think of, and it only gets worse from there if you go and look at Clayton Rodriguez's record. But I think I'm actually going to switch my pick. I'm going to go with Ala Tengeli simply because he's had more fights and over people who have fought better fighters up until they fought him, and he's beaten some of them or gone to decision with even the good ones that he has fought. So I think I'm going to go with him. Next up, we have Abus Magomedov versus Warley Alves, and I swear if Abus somehow loses this fight, it's over for him. I mean, yeah, he has the very bad cardio issue, but in the first round, even against people like Sean Strickland, he has done pretty good for himself. It should not take longer than one round for Abus to beat Warley Alves, and if it goes past one round, then it probably goes Alves' direction. But I have Abus by first round finish, and I will be severely disappointed if it doesn't go to that. Next up at lightweight, we have Victor Martinez versus Tom Nolan, two people who actually got slaughtered in their debut. Martinez lost to Jordan Levitt, and Nolan lost to Nicholas Malta, but based on what they showed in their first fight before they both eventually hit the canvas and lost, I'm definitely going to be picking Tom Nolan here. Even when he was knocked down, he definitely showed more fight, you know, to get through the heavy hands of Nicholas Malta, and even though he didn't get through it, he definitely showed more promise. The body kicks, the leg kicks, the range with this guy, I think he's going to tear Victor Martinez apart. I got him by first round finish. I want to know what is this fight and who are these guys? Honestly, you're better off making a prediction yourself for this fight because I have no idea. There's not even anything to really go off of here. The first few months of this year, we were spoiled by UFC, so I guess we can go through the stuff like this, I guess. Next up at bantamweight, we have a pretty entertaining fight between Adrian Yanez and Vinicius Salvador. I feel like this will be a back and forth fight for as long as it lasts. I say that because unless Adrian Yanez is a shell of him former self, he should definitely breeze through Vinicius Salvador, probably finishing him in the first or second round. I feel like it'll be the second round. Vinicius Salvador has shown that he can tough his way through the power shots and stuff like that, but precise shots and combos, the constant digging to the body with the combos from Adrian Yanez will definitely be a little bit too much for Vinicius Salvador, and I can see Adrian Yanez pulling it off in the second round. I say that because I think Adrian Yanez will have a little bit of trouble with the range from Vinicius Salvador, but when he gets past that, it's basically over for Salvador. I mean, you need an excellent jab to keep Adrian Yanez at bay, and if you don't have that, you're destined to fail. Next up at welterweight, we have Themba Garimbo versus Ramiz, and I'm not going to pronounce the last name correctly, so I'm not saying it at all. I want to play into the hype a little bit here. I want to say Themba Garimbo is going to win this fight, and I want to say by first round finish. Can you tell I'm not really taking these predictions serious? Only for this card. Next up at welterweight, we have Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris, and this fight is definitely going to go Chaos Williams' direction. I can see Chaos Williams hitting this man with a bomb and knocking him stiffer than a virgin's first time. Now, to be fair to Carlston Harris, the only fight he has lost in the UFC is to Shavkat Rakhmonov, and that does weigh it a little bit, but then you look and see that his best win is probably Jeremiah Wells. That's not doing too much for him. And then you go and watch the fight and find out that he was struggling against Jeremiah Wells as well. This isn't going to go good for him at all. Chaos Williams in the first round. And last but not least, we have our main event, which is by far the best fight on the card. Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. And I think I'm going to give you my prediction first. I'm going to go with Edson Barboza by a fourth round KO. Now, obviously, let me explain why. I think Edson Barboza is going to piece Lerone Murphy up on the feet. I mean, if you're having back and forth fights with Douglas Silva de Andrade and Gabriel Santos on the feet, you're definitely going to struggle a bunch with someone as good as Edson Barboza, who's throwing crazy fast and powerful leg kicks, extremely powerful and fast combos on the feet. He's a veteran, so you know he's got the experience on his side. You also can't be too obvious going for takedowns because we know Barboza is a person who is very good at finding a rhythm and capitalizing on it with devastating intentions. I mean, he's shown this against Billy, he's shown this against Beneil Dariush, and the list goes on, honestly. Like always for Lerone Murphy, your best bet of beating Barboza is to pressure him, try and take him down, try and gas him out. Way easier said than done. Or if you have devastating power in your hands, you try to find a extremely accurate and clean shot on Barboza's chin and you could possibly put him to sleep. But I mean, we did just watch Barboza survive Yusuf, and not only survive, but come back and destroy Yusuf. So yeah, I have Barboza because I don't think his ground game is that dominant. I don't think he has the power to knock out Barboza with one shot, simply because he hasn't shown it, but he has knocked people down. I just simply don't think that'll be enough to beat Edson Barboza, especially in this featherweight division where he seems to be revitalized and on a run right now. I've always been a fan of Barboza and I will forever root for him, so I do have Barboza once again by round 4 KO.